Hey everybody, last lesson we talked about how to pitch the client, and this lesson we're going to talk about how to seal the deal. And that's going to involve contracts, appearance releases, and invoices. Now to start off, you don't need a contract per se working with some early clients, especially maybe if it's family or friends, but I recommend one because it helps you from getting burned doing all this work and then not having the client deliver. Because the worst thing to do is to shoot, edit, and then they suddenly don't pay up and you don't really have anything that can help your cause to get that money back. So if you want to start out with an early contract, there's a lot of great sites like LegalZoom that will give you sort of a template to work with, and that will just cover your bases initially when dealing with some clients. And then obviously if you have any connections to lawyer friends or whatnot, that's great too, and maybe you can get something a little more refined and sort of personal. When looking for a contract template, you're going to want to make sure that you cover a few different options in there just to cover your bases. You want to make sure the rate's covered. You want to have the revisions covered, the delivery, how it's going to be delivered, and then also if you can use it for promotional work and any other sort of details like that are very useful, because you don't also want to have a project done and then suddenly you can't use it for your promotional use because they own all the rights to it. And that's another thing you also want to include is who has the rights. Is this a work for hire? Does the client have all rights to the final footage? Do you have access to any of it? So these are things you want to clear up and make sure you don't get burned on. Another thing you're going to want to look at to getting is an appearance release. This just covers your base too. For maybe the client you're working with is okay, but if anyone else appears in the video, you don't want them to come out and sue or try to take down your video. So make sure everyone who appears, you get signed off that they gave permission to appear on camera. Because once again, you can get burned if just one person is like, I didn't ask to be on camera, I'm in that shot, and suddenly your piece is falling apart. And then the last bit of paperwork you want to deal with is an invoice. And most clients are obviously writing this off their businesses, so it's very easy to do. We actually provided a template for you, and pretty much it's just basic address, how much it costs, what kind of service is provided, and how much they owe you. And a lot of the times you'll want to discuss with the client, maybe as a freelancer, obviously money can be here or there, so you want to discuss if they're going to pay half up front and half on delivery, or all on delivery, or all up on front. Obviously you'll discuss with the client to figure out what works best for you, but at least a half and half is safe, because then you've done some of the work, you have some of the money in case the budget falls apart or the project falls apart. So your to-do item for this lesson is fill out the provided paperwork.